Hey guys, Andy here, aka Montolio, and we are back for our second Vintage League with this sweet Martello shops list. And if you didn't watch my previous video, and you're just getting into this one, Cardotha Forge Master is the card that I cut my teeth on vintaging. And when it first came to Magic Online, I played a format called Classic, and this was a card that, I mean, we had Mishra's Workshop and we had Cadoltha Forge Master, and this was a card that I used to play with a lot. So when I came into Vintage, it was a very easy transition for me to play with this with full power. And of course, it's been out of style for many years, probably for the 7 or 8 years now. It just really hasn't been any good. It's just been outclassed by you know look no further than Golos. But we're going to play it today, and this deck is essentially at its crux a combo deck. There's all sorts of things we can do with it. Metal Worker it can power out your entire hand with no difficulty whatsoever if it is left unaccosted. There is a combo with Staff Domination and Metalworker that I believe if you have two artifacts in hand with these two things in play, that you can go infinite, draw your entire deck. So pay 5, draw a card, and then you pay 3 to untap your Metalworker again. And so the loop continues. You will win if that combo is left unaccosted. There is, of course, Time Vault, and there is Key, and there is, of course, Forge Masters to go and enable these combos. And if you watch my previous video, I did do that. I did Forge Master for Metal Worker and Staff and won the game as a result of it. There is the combination of Paradox Engine with the One Ring. You can go search that combo up, of course, with Forge Masters. And Forge Masters goes and gets all your big tools here in Hellkite, Sundering Titan, Paradox Engine, and all the aforementioned combo pieces. And really, the deck just has a whole bunch of quality workshop things that you're going to see in any workshop deck. And moving into the sideboard, sideboard's a little bit suspect. I haven't really put any time into it whatsoever. The only thing I really did add to the deck was Soul Guide Lanterns and Mindbreak Traps, as this deck was literally 10 years old the last time I played it. Maybe not that much, but a long time ago. So it is a little suspect. And yeah, we're going to see if we can do a little bit better on this league. I think we had a bit of bad luck in the first one, and I think we can also play it better. So let's see if we can do it. Appreciate you hanging out as always, guys. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in round one. Okay, guys, here we go in round one. Did not win the die roll, and this is not a hand I think we can keep. I think it's got some pretty good tools to it, but no man. So I do think we're going to mulligan here. Much better. I think Metalworker's likely the odd man out here. Let's see what we can do with this here. Kid Beseech. Yeah, that's good. So I don't know if we're dead from this spot. I don't think so. I guess if they go and get Black Lotus and they have Yogg-Will in hand, that could work. Necro's pretty good. Yeah, that is good. So I guess we're really hoping that we can get a Lodestone Golem into play here. But we're probably losing this. I don't know if their list plays Force of Will, but I suspect it does. Sphere Resistance would also be quite strong here. Thorn Amethyst would be better. Because that would allow me to go Mox into Soul Ring, into the Sphere, and strip mine them. Now, it puts us in a position that we don't really have anything on the follow-up, but we have to be reliant on our draw to get us out of that. I also think Revoker could be quite good here, too, because we could put it on Necro. Okay, so they are certainly playing blue. Exiled Force and Time Walk. Okay. Well, that was a really good draw for me. It allows me to both deploy Lodestone Golem and Inspector if everything is left unaccosted here. And they haven't reacted to anything, so this is pretty strong if it works. Like the Lodestone's fantastic if I can resolve it. Okay, so they did have it, but nonetheless, it's still a good start from us. And it puts our opponent in a position that how good was their neck row? They're not drawing any cards. They've got 5 cards to work with, and like in fairness, I mean, it could be enough, but there's no guarantees here. Okay, so they did have another Beseech, and they are going to kill us here. Yeah, okay, we can just let that happen. Where we're not, we don't need to play that out. Certainly, we'll consider Mind Break traps here. I also could see bringing in a Soul Guide Lantern. Now, Sundering Titan's okay. I could see that. I do like my Revokers. Hellkite is probably a little bit cute. You could probably take out a Forge Master. I do like Wormcoil Engine just having access to it. Maybe just take out a Foundry Inspector. Let's try something like this. I mean, I don't have proper sideboard mapping for this, guys. But I feel like this is a... I've always found the Beseech matchup to be reasonable with the style of decks that I like to play, and certainly Workshops is one of those decks. Obviously, you're going to have hands like that where you just can't beat it. But they're going to struggle with just something as simple as a Force of Will, or a Sphere Resistance, excuse me. Yeah, so this is fantastic. So what we're going to do here is we are going to play out Sphere Resistance, and then we're going to play the Chalice, and if they let the Sphere resolve, it's really bad for them because we're going to be able to put the Chalice down. They're not going to see it coming. And the Chalice is still going to be incredibly powerful, even without the Sphere. Okay, they're down to 5 here. And that's going to be able to set us up the following turn where we'll be able to potentially cast a Metalworker if we choose to do that. If we wish to Wasteland, we can do that. Hope to draw something like a Revoker off the top. Like this hand has a lot of really good tools. And I think the Chalice is going to be the icebreaker here. Certainly if the Sphere resolves, it's very good for us. But the Chalice is the icebreaker for sure. And not to intone that we can't lose this game, but it's going to be very difficult for my opponent to win through it. Okay. So let's do this. Hopefully they don't have a Lauren revealed. This is certainly not amazing having the Lantern here, and the Metalworker is not looking at its best, but that's okay. This is going to at least put my opponent in a position where they're not able to combo off easily with the Soul Guide Lantern in play. Certainly that is reasonable. There's a Metalworker, guys. And you don't see a metal worker every day. Now, the issue I have here is my opponent is going to get into a Black Lotus here. Lauren revealed, yeah. They could have a Hercules Recall in hand, which could allow them to go off on me. So a bit of a tough spot because we don't have much going on. A Wasteland would just hands down be our best draw. Okay, well, we're going to do this here. 1, 2, 3. We've kind of showed our whole hand, but I think that's okay. And I am going to play out the metal worker here. I mean, I guess we could, all technically, we could sacrifice our Soul Guide Lantern, but I'm not going to do that. And this allows us to sacrifice some cheap artifacts next turn. And I do think my opponent is going to have trouble winning through the Soul Guide Lantern. Now, certainly Hercules Recall can do it if they have the right tools. Okay, they've conceded. We will take that one. Now, not the best showing for Metal Worker there, but not terrible either. I kind of really want to catch my opponent off guard with that. Soul Guide did seem really good there, didn't it? Thanks. How good is Sundering Titan? I feel like it's just an overkill. Lodestone. Paradox Engine. I probably could just not worry about that. I have not, in my previous video, I did not ever side out Codolph the Forge Master. I feel like it's a little bit slow in this fast of an environment. Now, what do I think of this hand here? I do have a Time Vault here, but that's pretty far away. Chalice is strong. I can do better than this. I just feel like I need stronger mana. Okay, this is much, much better. Put a Metal Worker away. Yeah, probably. We got a lot of mana here. The Mindbreak Trap really gives us some levity here. Yep. No, they got Ancestral. Yuck. Good hand. I'm not playing around Mindbreak Trap. They might force this. They might be trying to go off. I'd be thrilled if they counter that. Okay, it does make their win more difficult. So I guess my question is do I want to just play Saga into the do I just play Saga into a ring? I do lose to I do lose to key if they have it. What if I hardcast the ring right now? I think I do. I still have the Mind Break Trap to back me up here if I get in trouble. I don't expect this to resolve, guys, but if it does, it's really good for me. So they had a trap. Good for them. All right, let's see what happens here. We could just lose here, but hopefully not. They still have our win conditional on the table here. Interesting they have Mind Break Trap in against me, to be honest. I find it, um, I mean, I guess my deck can be explosive for sure, but maybe they just don't really realize what I'm doing over here. Mhm. So there is their vault key. That does put us in a tough spot here. This doesn't really help too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play open here. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. Probably gonna have to crack my Soul Guide Lantern, which is really awkward. Because I'm gonna need to draw cards here. I don't think I have Pithing Needle in my deck. Okay, they're gonna try and Vault Key me out here, which makes perfect sense. I'm going to sacrifice and draw here. Revoker was really good. I guess the question is, can I actually resolve it? That's the issue I have here. I'm not going to make a construct. Mm-hmm. I guess I just get a Soul Ring here. And hope they don't have a Force. Is there any relevance to getting Sapphire? Not really. Well, I should be able to resolve this. Let's go. They're probably going to force a will here, and I can hardcast a Mind Break Trap. Okay. Put that on Time Vault. I'm still in quite a bit of trouble here. Oh, they have another Force. All right, that's game. Even though the Mana Crypt here, like they're still going to be able to outdo me with the Sagas. Yeah, that's good game, right? This is not on. No, no. All right, good games. Okay, here we are, round two. We got a doozy of a hand here. Fortunately, didn't win the die roll here, but that is going to happen sometimes. Let's see what we can do. Oh, white initiative. Okay. Thalia. Nothing. Okay. It's pretty good for me. I could double sphere here. It's pretty good. I think I like that. They could wasteland me, but I think that's all right. I mean, maybe I just ring. I don't think so. I've got so much that can draw me out of this. I mean, it's not perfect, of course, but we have a lot of soul lands in our deck, and my opponent's sitting back, and yeah, okay, well, that's pretty good. But, I mean, now they're at mana neutral, right? Ooh, that's a nice one. If I can find another mana, another soul land, I can get the Metal Worker in, and that's going to blow the game wide open. Not until they couldn't have Solitude to fix that, but... So this is now a battle of who can find lands, and that's what I signed up for. Maybe a little bit greedy, but okay, that was just perfect. I am not going to cast the Metal Worker this turn because I really want to get my business going. And this is a card that can do that for me. Okay, great. Not bad. They did pretty good on finding lands. I will say that. Yeah, White Plume Adventure solid here. Let's see what we can do. Probably going to double Wasteland here. Okay. Yeah, they're going to get a big hit in here, but that's all right for a turn, I think. And if they do that, we can play another ring the following turn, so they can't trap me. And hopefully we can draw our way out of this. I mean, playing against a creature deck is not easy when we don't have a ton of creatures in our deck. But certainly that can get through a 5/5. But see, oh, my opponent went down the right side of the dungeon. Okay, that's good for me. 2 top. Yep, I'll take it. Yeah, getting my workshop here is good, with the exception of that I have a metal worker. I'm going to be drawing quite a few cards here. That was fantastic. Okay. That is 10 mana. I do think well, I don't know. Is a ring even that important right now? I don't necessarily think it is. Give me 7. Yep, that's strong. Here we go. We are going to be able to get the initiative next turn, which is good. Hopefully they don't have a wasteland for my academy. That's going to help quite a bit here. Okay. Okay, they didn't tap it. cannot get through. All right, so gonna draw. That is a lot of damage. That's 12 mana there. Hmm. I mean, how much mana do I need, I guess is the question. Probably do want to attack with those two anyways. I'd like to hold my Forge Master back. I think if they had a Solitude, they probably would have used it. Okay, I mean, that's a pretty good turn. What do y'all think? You can tell my sideboard's not necessarily made for this matchup because I have no removal in my deck. Um, I'm gonna go about my business here. I mean, it's one of those things that you certainly can just lose. I don't think I want a Mindbreak Trap. How do I feel about this hand? Well, Sol Ring's really nice. Thalia does mess this up quite a bit. Like, I don't know, man. This hand's not great, I guess. Is this hand any better? I guess it is. That'll work, Roy. We got a Vault Key here. Now, the worst thing that can happen to us in this particular instance is if they find an Archon. Archon's really going to mess with us, but that's just the reality when you're playing against these decks. So Mindbreak Trap would have been good here. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Try and slow them down here. They don't have another white source. I feel like that was a strong play. If they do, well, it was a gamble. Yep, they got the strip mine. Okay. Okay, I know I'm taking the long way around with this while I'm getting beat down with a 3-3. I am playing with fire a bit, but okay. Okay, let's see if I can set this up for a win here, guys. That's their play. No. Guess the Sundering Titan doesn't belong here, but that's the way the world works, I guess. No misstep, please. All right. Nice win for us there against Initiative. That first game was certainly enjoyable. See you next round. Okay. This opponent is a noted Jewel Shop player. Once again, we are in the unfortunate position that this is the third die roll in a row we have lost. And it does make our deck function quite a bit more poorly against a deck like Jewel. You really want to be in a position where you're slamming down a Sphere of Resistance on them. But let's see. Okay, against Jewel Shops. Yeah, I think this works. Like if they go land and defense grid pass, something like that, or God forbid they go into Jewel, at least we have an answer to the Jewel, or excuse me, to the ring. Okay, pass. No, right into a ring. Oh, Mystic Forge. Okay. Don't mind that one as much. Oh, right off the top. Come on, bruv. Metamorph. Another one. Unreal. Mystic Forge is just such a bad card in general. It's like, it never works for me. Ever. Okay, that was a decent draw. I think I'm going to attempt to turn one ring here. My opponent might have a Metamorph, but I think that's okay. I could revoke them, but I just don't feel that's high-powered enough here in this particular situation. I feel like this is one of the ways that we're able to perhaps get ahead of them. Like if they land on air here, believe you me, that deck does have air. Okay, not a great draw there. And they, of course, have no idea that we're workshops here. Like a legitimate workshop deck. They're probably thinking we're on Jewel. Because there's nothing on my table here that discerns differently from theirs. I mean, we're in trouble here. Yep. I do think this is a pretty tough matchup for us. Could see this come in. Lodestone Golem is pretty low impact. Sundering Titan's pretty bad. I think we just do something. Guess we got to cut one more. Staff of Dominaria is pretty gimmicky, but I'm going to keep it in. Just for no other reason than to be able to... Okay, well, this is a nice one. Because we've got turn 1 3 ball. And if that resolves, it's very strong. Right, because my opponent's going to, play Grim Monoliths through it, things like that. We're going to have Revokers to be able to gum them up. Okay, so they do have an answer. But we still have a pretty strong defensive plan if my opponent can't go off on me here. Like, if they have a fair turn... Come on, man. Uncolored Mox and Ancestral, that is not fair. And the Grim Monolith here. Yeah, now if they have a second Monolith, they can go right into the ring. Yep. Forge again, that's funny. Let's see. Yeah, Metalworker's looking really badly here. Wow, what a force of will from my opponent. That's so aggressive. All right, we're going to have to get a bit lucky here. Yep, right off the top of the Forge. That's out of hand. Now they've got a Jewel. Is that what this is? Okay, that's out of hand. That's Karn. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Yep, turns my Academy off. Makes sense. You have to put this on Karn, sadly. Not much else we can do here. That Forge is looking ominous. I'm kind of teasing that Forge is not very good here, but in this particular instance, it is looking far more powerful than anything I'm doing on the table. Yep. We're pretty much dead here. My opponent, between the Mystic Forge and the Ring here, are going to do a lot of damage against me. A little bit discouraged. But I'd like to have done better with this deck, this league. But has not been meant to be. I've just got a penchant for playing real bad decks. Yesterday I was playing Scam. Today I'm playing Forge Masters, just burning my play points like they're going out of style. All right, see you guys next round. Okay, guys, here we go. Round 3. Round 4. Believe this player is a combo player. We did win a die roll. I just feel like we need to do a bit better here. Okay, well, we do have a kill next turn if my opponent lets me do it. by putting the wasteland back, I am committing to this working. But what I will do for the viewership here, because despite we're losing a lot, I feel like this deck is just so much fun. Here we go. All right, we're in. Let's hope we don't die. Oh, Jewel. Run it into a ring. All right, well, we have a shot at it here, likely, guys. It's 10 mana. I think we cast the Sphere. It's kind of a pain, but I do think this works. This way it ensures that our combo resolves. It's a little bit long-winded with the Sphere in play, but we should be all right. I think. I haven't done the math, but that's a lot of mana to work with to begin with, and we're still going to have 3 cards in our hand that are artifacts to be able to pay. Just be a little bit clunky as this combo is. Okay, I believe this does it. Yeah, we're netting 2 mana each turn. And no one's conceding because they just know that it's so slow, right? This is like a Bomberman combo. It's equivalent to being that slow. Now I drew a card there to show them that I can draw, but they're obviously not interested in doing that. And you can't hold anybody accountable for conceding. It just is what it is. There was a time where I wouldn't have conceded either. And my opponent also may want to see more of my deck. I don't know. Let's keep drawing a card here. Sorry, guys. I know this is not fun for you, but we're just going to keep on trucking until my opponent concedes. Draw a couple cards here, I think, now. Draw a couple more cards. Oh, there's Time Vault. Okay. I would think that would get a concession here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it looks like we're playing against Jewel Shops again here, and I think we just go with our game plan. I do like the worm coils in these type of matchups just because they can often side into a creature battle. Glowstone Golem seems poor. Inspector's probably just not what I'm looking to do here. Oh yeah, Sundering Titan, of course, is terrible. Let's try this. All right, well, that was pretty fun. I mean, a lot of intense clicking, without a doubt, but hmm, this hand is clunky and slow. But I do have a way to stop them turn one with Mindbreak Trap potentially into a Revoker. I'm going to keep it. I don't really like the hand, but on the draw, I think it's viable. Mindbreak Trap is what pulls it together, and of course we get to untap with Revoker and Chalice. Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do here? I'm not going to counter that. They got Ancestral. They probably have Time Bolt is what they have, but they're going to take their mana away. Look, I realize that they could have Vault Key here. It just is what it is, but I feel like their hand was weak there, and maybe they don't have a mana. And if I get to put this Thorn into play, I'm feeling a lot better about things. And if I lose to this combo, then so be it. Yeah, just awful, guys. I can't believe this is happening. I keep drawing these Mindbreak Drops in just the funniest of places. Like, it's so bizarre. I'm not feeling good about this now. I need some help here. That's the help I needed. That was the help I needed. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I am going to put it on Vaultier Key. And that way I'm feeling a little more secure about my situation. And this is a pretty decent clock. I would have liked to have taken their mocks there, but I just think it's a bit greedy. They could draw out a bit before I find a way to kill them. Time Vault? Monolith, yep. Would love an Academy. Well, hopefully they don't find their way into a one ring here. I hope they miss on land. That was a great draw. Okay, here we go. Now, they could have Metamorph here, which would gum things up a bit, but I still think I have my Steel Hellkite. Yeah. And this just kills them next turn if they don't do something. Even a Metamorph doesn't save them because I can just attack through, but all right, nice win for Martello there. Okay, here we go. Round 5. And unfortunately, we run into a Jewel player again. And we're on the draw. I just feel like we have to have a better hand than this. Okay, this I will keep and probably just put Hellkite away. Imagine how good this would have been on the play. Yep, can't stop it. I mean, there was an argument for the Revoker based on that hand alone, but well, they're thinking about whether they want to counter this or not. Hope they don't. They did. Not great, guys, but hopefully we can find our way out of this tough spot. It's unlikely because my opponent's drawing so many cards, but if we find a Revoker next turn, I guess that would be adequate to help us get there. This guy in the damn Forge. I can't. They've had Forge against me all 3 games we've played. It's a restricted card, you know. Unfortunately, I cannot cast the. I do have my combo here. It's possible we can trick my opponent here. It's unlikely, but we'd need a lot of things to go right. One, we need to keep drawing artifacts in our hand because those 2 cards need to come into play. So we need to basically back-to-back artifacts, I think would help. Actually, we only really need 1. So what would happen here is we're going to play out our own Metalworker. We're not going to worry about Saga Token next turn. We're going to play out Metalworker, and we're going to try and win the following turn. Well, we're not going to get another turn, but you know what I mean. They can just PO. Just Metamorph, I guess. On time walk, okay. I'm willing to concede from here. I just don't think we can win. I know having the combo there was pretty sweet, but now take your bets here, guys. We are going to put our mind break traps in, and how many do you think we will draw? That is the question at hand. Bring this in. Lodestone Golem is traditionally not great in this matchup. I know it does help against PO. Centering Titan is pretty bad. Okay, let's try this out. Like I've won a number of matches against Jewel in these 2 leagues that I've played, but against this particular opponent, I have not had great success. Okay. I'm not worried about Wasteland to get out of them, so we'll play this. Here we go. Double Sphere can gum them up here. I realize our hand is a little bit airy. And likely not a winning hand, but it's hard to ship that. Yeah, okay. Very nice. Very, very nice from my opponent. The Mox is actually helpful here. Get on top of our own spheres. Another workshop. We can cast Wormcoil. Wormcoil's not the best when you're facing against 4 Metamorphs. I do acknowledge that, but we have to... we've got to mitigate some of the life loss that our deck taxes us on in the ring. Okay, there is their Mastercore. Okay. That's actually a fantastic draw. It's going to protect us for a turn here, and hopefully it's going to get us into a Wormcoil next turn. Okay. See what they decide they want to destroy here with their Mastercore. Assuredly, they're going to want to start getting rid of our spheres. Mox, yeah, that's smart. Yep, no hit. Okay, let's draw some cards here. Ooh, Hellkite was a nice one. All right, well, that's one of our best cards here, and it's going to provide us some, in the least, some life. Well, if unless they have Force of Will. Force of Will would be really bad, but then there are Ottawas on the table here, so they can't metamorph quite yet. They would require another mana to do so. And if they don't have it, it's really good for me. I guess a Jewel can bust up my worm. Okay, Thorn, I can deal with that. I don't know what this means. Do they have a Dismember? I mean, it's not even the worst for me if they do. Yep. Go and gain a couple life here, which will be helpful. It is first strike. Now, that would be 4. If I play the staff, I can just tap it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe it's a little bit overzealous. I'm not sure. I mean, my Hellkite does. No, it does not. Okay. Um, I can Metal Worker next turn, but I just don't think the combo is very likely to go off. Just pass like this, guys. And whatever my creature my opponent targets, I will. I mean, I can just tap their Masticore down here. Let's see what they're targeting. Are they going after my staff? They are. Let's tap that thing down. I can draw a card here. At the expense of 2 life. I'm going to lose 3. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just more happy to preserve my life total. Why don't I just gain a life here? Force of will, okay. I mean, I'm here to draw cards. I guess Paradox Engine next turn just is ices this thing completely, right? I guess the Hellkite is just a better threat. But I kind of want to sit back on Mindbreak Trap here. Just sit on trap. It's a little bit conservative to do it, but let's see what they target here. Going after my sphere. What are they doing? They could kill my Hellkite here if they have the means. My Death Toucher. Yeah. And I just take 5. They didn't attack. Nice win for us there. All right. Well, I might want the needle for ring here a little bit more than I think I need it. Cut inspector here. Just try this. Maybe I want a couple needles. I don't know. Yeah, a bit awkward, but I have the mind break trap here. I've got Revoker to clean up the mess. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made game one. And of course, our mana is far more robust this time around, so that does help. Okay, Saga, that's a good one. Needle, okay. Wasteland. Interesting hand. Ah, that's funny. I drew Wasteland. Gonna need some help here, but the Mind Break Trap or the Metal Worker's pretty good. If I can find a combo piece to go with it. Like we're looking for a one ring. I mean, first and foremost, we're looking for the staff. Yep. These constructs are going to be a problem for me. Two. We should be live on our trap here. Nice. And they came off their Saga, which is really helpful. Okay. So here's an interesting decision point because I can pay the ring, I can draw, and then I can play the Manifold Key and untap the ring and draw another two. If I draw more artifacts, it could be really good. But I think I'm just going to play the. I think I'm going to tap my Metal Worker here, make 6 mana. I'm going to hope the ring resolves, actually. And I do it like this. They shouldn't have any ability to interact here. They would have assuredly forced their jewel through if that was the case. Okay, my break trap is not a good one. We still have Revoker here and a Wasteland. I guess Wasteland doesn't do anything. Paradox Engine. Next turn. I can jam it here, but I don't think it accomplishes what I want it to. I guess we just put this on Mana Crypt. Is that what we're trying to do? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Did my best. Now, this is the trick, right? Is can we get through this turn? We did gum up their mana a little bit with Mana Crypt, but they're going to be able to go and get something with their Saga here. And so this is certainly a spot we could die. We do have Mindbreak Trap of note. If they start to really combo off on us, which is possible. But next turn, we are very likely to win if we can resolve our Paradox Engine. We will draw our deck with all likelihood. So they are doing something here. So this looks like a Jewel. Wormcoil. We're not worried about Wormcoil. Okay, we are probably going to win here. I don't want to get too excited, but let's draw. Okay, I'm going to make a bunch of mana. We're just going to untap our ring now. What do we want to play? I don't think it really matters. We're looking for Time Vault here, of course. I guess what we could do, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. We're just untapping all our stuff. My opponent doesn't have any action here. I'm just going to draw our deck out. Yeah, there's the concession. Okay, guys. Look at another 3-2. Obviously not that exciting, but this deck has potential, and I don't usually get too excited over 3-2s, but if you're having as much fun as I am tapping all this stuff and comboing people out, and I mean, the games we're losing, I feel are very close, and we are losing to tier 1 decks, and we're beating tier 1 decks, so I don't know. This is sweet. 3-2s are, you know, the poor man's league, but I will take it when I'm having this much fun. Hope you guys are too. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, guys. I try to get back to everybody. We'll see you.